it just theoretically, when you go to line up, it's like, okay, well, I got my first two down pat, but who's gonna maybe come up big? Hopefully, comes up big. You just hit your optimize button for the most part, and then
I don't hit the optimize button. No, I rock with whatever team I want to put in on my own.
Yeah.
But
analytical look.
I've never understood why, when I've been in fantasy leagues and like I'll have, let's say Ezekiel Elliott in the flex, and I'll have Deion Lewis. We'll use him as an example as the running back too. What and like people will comment and be like, why do you have Elliott in the flex and Lewis is your running back too? It's not like I get a multiplier for having Elliott in the running back too.
Right.
It's just Deion Lewis was there, or Ezekiel Elliott was there, so I filled the spot I needed changed.
Right.
If they did it the other way, I'd pay more attention to what position.
Who's to say they might not change that eventually too?
It could.
I mean, we're officially, I think, pretty much across the board wherever you play now. It's all PPR format. So.
And I mean, what you and I combined were in like 175 leagues.
Yeah, well,
that's what it feels like.
I mean, this is for me, and I know we're kind of getting a little bit off topic here, but as far as fantasy leagues, this might be the game changer as to, do I want to do 10 of them, or do I want to just downsize and do 6? And
I'm doing 5 and then 5 like mini games.
Yeah.
Like I have
the pick'ems,
and I have a Survivor League, which I just want to say I read through the rules in the ESPN Survivor Pick League, and it doesn't say in there that you can only pick a team once per season. And I'm really fucking frustrated that I wasted the Cowboys on week 1. I thought I could pick the Cowboys again this week. I was wrong.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm kind of annoyed at ESPN fucking fantasy app because I wasted the Cowboys on week fucking 1.
That's the first one, you like the first section you go into where you hit, who's going to win this and it locks? Is that the one? Or?
Well, no, so it's the, let me pull it up right now as we're talking. It's called Eliminator Challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like you pick one team per week that you think is going to win. All right, so this week I picked the Panthers. I couldn't pick the Cowboys again because, well, guess what? I already fucking picked them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember seeing that anywhere in the rules. Maybe it's my fault and I just missed it. But
no, glance again if you don't see it. I'd raise the issue.
Well, I mean, I think the Panthers are going to beat the shit out of the Buccaneers anyways. So
yeah, so it works out.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't waste my fucking Patriots pick already. Anyways, so yeah, let's get back to the NFL.
Yep.
Titans just absolutely shellacked the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens, man,
that was funny.
They made the Dolphins look like a fucking D2 school.
Absolutely. To the point where if you have players demanding trades to their agents after the game, I mean, goddamn.
Not just one player, multiple players.
Yep.
I want to emphasize you had an S on the end of player. You had players.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Crazy.
Trade them all. Let's all get out of here.
And then...
So do we start with the shit heap or the greatness in this one?
Let's start with Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
17 of 20, 324 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yep. Perfect passing rate, as you said.
Perfect passer rating. Mark Ingram comes up big.
He beasted.
14 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Hollywood fucking Brown. 4 receptions, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fucking
Beautiful.
rookie.
Yep.
On the other hand, you had Fitzmagic.
Not so
quarterback. A week, 14 of 29 for 185 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
I'm glad he put up a Buffalo effort in that game. That's perfectly
fine. Say
fine.
that one more time.
I'm glad he put up a Buffalo effort in that game. Serves him right.
Can I get a definition of Buffalo effort?
when you have Ryan Fitzpatrick playing for you and you don't do jack shit for the team. So much for, fooling us all. Great to see you're back to meeting expectations.
He's not, though. Expectations for Fitzpatrick are he has 4 good games, gets a new contract,
Buffalo.
and then shits the bed.
Yeah, we'll say Buffalo expectations.
Okay. There we go.
And then we had Chosen Rosen in there a little bit, too.
Yeah, Chosen Rosen, yes. Not Luke Falk, though, because they traded his ass to the Jets.
So, made 1 out of 3 attempts here for 5 yards and interception.
Yup.
Very good.
Oh, God. In all fairness, the Ravens' defense is really fucking good.
Early on, it's looking that way.
Do you know who else's defense looked really fucking good?
Patriots.
Yes, we'll get to them later. Minnesota Vikings. As they beat the Atlanta Falcons 28-12, Matt Ryan, 304 yards on 33 completions, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Kirk Cousins, a very pedestrian, 8 of 10, 98 yards, 1 touchdown. Delvin Cook, on the other hand, 21 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the Vikings end with 172 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins also ran 1 in. On 6 carries for 4 yards.
I was going to say, even Abdullah managed to get himself back in the line of things, huh?
He did. The Falcons just looked very stagnant. The leading rusher for the Falcons was Ito Smith with 31 yards. Matt Ryan second with 24 yards. Devontae Freeman, 8 carries, 19 yards. And then you had Russell Gage, the wide receiver, had a big 1 carry for -1 yard.
Negative WAP, yep.
Julio Jones, 6 completions, 31 yards.
Yeah. 1 TD.
Yeah. Calvin Ridley also had a touchdown.
Most of the news solid, no touchdowns, though.
Devontae Freeman lost a fumble. And defensively, they didn't do much of anything.
No. Do you see now? Here's, I guess, where it gets a little bit tricky. Do we see Cal Ridley surpass Julio?
No.
No.
Julio Jones is the number 1 receiver, possibly in the league.
Yeah. Not bad for somebody who was originally wasn't going to play, too, remember?
You know, he said he was a little hurt. I think he was more like mentally hurt than he was physically hurt.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah, I
address that.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that he was just hurt because he's not the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Well, he is now.
Yeah. But, I mean, this whole Matt Ryan hype has officially really declined.
Maybe it has. I don't know.
It's too shaky to,
304 yards, though, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions is significantly better than 98 yards, 1 touchdown.
We'll have to see.
Let's see. Speaking of, let's see.
Shellackings?
No, we're not talking about a shellacking. I mean, mentally a shellacking, yes. The Bills on the road.
Yep.
In MetLife Stadium. It's going to be. Are they at MetLife Stadium again this week, or are they in Buffalo?
They are, and I can actually verify this for you here. They are in the Meadowlands again.
Okay.
Against the Giants.
Might as well just stayed. There's no reason for them to go home. Anyways, Bills down big, down 16-0 midway through the third quarter until Steven Hauschka determines, nah, this shit ain't going to go down like this, and kicks a field goal.
Yep.
And then
makes it a little bit more convincing.
Josh Allen, 3-yard run, and then after that, John Brown, 38-yard touchdown pass. and then the Jets don't score for the rest of the game.
No. Very, very sloppy effort out of the gate. Allen ends up fumbling the ball, turns it over. So, of course, from year to year here, we always, see what Buffalo has in assets. Obviously, no more LaShawn McCoy. Devin Singletary, 4 for 70 yards, no touchdowns.
4 carries for 70 yards is insane.
Yeah. Very impressed so far. We'll see if it lasts. Also, 5 touches for 28 yards. I think if they work him up, he could be explosive for him.
John Brown was the star of the game, though.
Yeah, John Brown, 7 for 123 yards, 1 TD. Cole Beasley, 5 touches for 40 yards, no touchdowns.
Didn't he? Cole Beasley got all of his touches really early on, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
He didn't do shit in the second half.
Definitely in the first quarter, he had a couple. And then, downhill from there, pretty much. I mean, Zay Jones, 2 touches for 18 yards. Decent, but...
You had someone who had 1 catch for 1 yard.
Yeah, Knox. Frank Gore was in the mix here. 11 for 20, averaged 1.8 yards per carry.
Josh Allen, 10 for 38.
Yeah, 1 TD. And, that, here we go. So, I mean, obviously, appears he's still our quarterback and will potentially be our lead rusher.
Potentially. Although, he threw 2 interceptions and fumbled the ball twice.
Yep.
So that's a problem.
It is.
All right, let's move on because we are taking so much time. Redskins, Eagles. Redskins went up big on the Eagles. At one point, they were up 17-0, ended up losing 32-27, and I was disappointed because I really wanted the Eagles to lose.
You always do. You hate them the most.
I do. Rams barely escaped the Panthers in Carolina, 30-27. Big star of that game.
Not Todd Gurley.
No. I mean, he got 97 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 19 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 10 receptions, 81 yards. So he had a monster game. That's 12. That's 13.
So it kind of goes against the grain as we had predicted earlier.
35. He had 43 fantasy points.
And you said that he probably wouldn't have gotten that many touches, right, going into the season?
I said that I don't know how his body is going to react to him being significantly bigger because he gained a ton of muscle.
Yeah, that's I think really made him a favorite going into this draft this year.
But when I look at that, because the history that I've seen from players when they bulk up,
which Michael Vick did practically the same thing, right?
Well, I mean, his came from pumping iron in jail.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. When I see players who from one season to the next get just completely jacked, I can't help but think of Noah Syndergaard just completely fucking himself up because his body wasn't used to being so strong, and he just threw a pitch that his body just couldn't handle, and just his arm imploded on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say nightmares, but I have visions of that happening when I see any athlete.
Daymares?
What?
You have daymares about it?
Yeah, I guess daymares.
This will be a daymare right now.
Yep.
Well, daymare at night.
Yeah. Chiefs 40, Jaguars 26. Big story of this one.
I would have hoped that KC would have won that.
Yeah.
So
Nick Foles
good.
done for quite a while. He broke his collarbone, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So in comes Mustache Minshew, Gardner Minshew from Washington State.
Mustache.
Goes 22 of 25, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not a bad debut, correct?
Correct. Like the guy. I hope he,
Yeah, DJ Shark.
Maybe he does, you'd like to see maybe instill a little bit of life back to that team.
It's possible he could. DJ Shark, 4 receptions, 146 yards, 1 touchdown. Sammy Watkins, where has he been? 9 receptions, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns for Sammy Watkins.
Doesn't that just annoy the hell out of you? Like, literally, I overlook